Guys, in this video, I'm building the full LCG chassis by Meus. Right here, I've got this. I've got the transmission. It's a forward motor mount. I've got the portal axles for capper on here by Meus with the double U-joints. I've got all of it. It's all going together in this video right now. Let's go. Start out with the Meus chassis right here. Very nice. Very nice piece. And it looks like it's about 4mm thick as well. So it's beefy. I gotta tell you, the transmission is really nice. And also, look at this. There are no pins in this. They're all hex driven. All 3 gears. So they're all hex driven. They've all got shims in there. Everything should be just perfect the way they are. So you can get access to the bottom of it and grease it if you need to. But yeah, these are hex driven, including the input gear right here. Carbon side plates. Very nice and very stout transmission. I mean, these things are full steel, guys. As far as paperwork goes, you get everything really nicely laid out here. So there's the transmission. We're going to look at that. Skid, everything. So really a nice little layout of the transmission. Now, as far as the spur gear goes, looks like there's a really nice horizontal separation between the bearings on that. I like that. As far as the sliders go, it's kind of a love-or-hate thing, you know. Sometimes they work good and sometimes they don't work very good. And on the back side, you can see where you can put up a servo winch, all that stuff into here. So a nice little layout, and you get all kinds of gearing charts. See if I can make this look a little bit better for you guys. But all kinds of gearing charts with everything from 11-tooth all the way to 20-tooth pinion gear. Nice setup right there. Before I get into the actual build process of this right here is a nice piece. I like the dual U-joints, all that stuff. It looks like we're going to have plenty of turn, and the turn is going to be super smooth. That's a very big deal. Now, as far as steering goes, it appears, and I'll dig into it and show you guys this when I build it all. It appears I can set the servo back here if I want, or on top. But we're going to get into all that. I mean, let's get busy. At this point, the chassis is built. It's still got a few more things on it, little body pucks you can put in here, 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 and here, depending on the body that you're going to run. But at this point, you just kind of build it out the way you want it. On this drive shaft, make sure that you've got this phased correctly. If not, you will have a vibration problem. So just line those up just like that. You can also line the screw pins up. As long as those are lined up, it seems to be perfectly fine. It looks like a nice setup. There is a lot of angle here, but like I say, as long as they're phased, you should be all right. The rest is all links and axles of your choice. Now, I'm going to be using the Meus axles, front and rear, the Capras. So, yeah, I'm gonna continue the build. I will be doing a servo on axle. It does come with this piece right here that you can put on here to have your servo in the chassis if you want to go that route. It's here, it's nice and beefy, but for me, I'm going servo on axle. The axles are really nice pieces, and I really love seeing that dual U-joint make it here. They've been doing this in large, heavy equipment, and also over in, I think it's Norway, the Formula trucks, they run them as well. So when they're really spinning the tires fast, they've got nice, smooth tire rotation. So very nice to see this finally make its way into the RC world. With the axles, you get options. Obviously, this is the front axle right here, and you can put the servo on top like this, which is obviously going to be the safest place to put it. I'm not going to do that. You get this right here, which is your link mount, which bolts in right here like this. And then once this is in place, okay, then you have this bracket right here, which goes on It's probably going to fall off. But it goes in place like this. With that, you can mount your servo like this. And this is the way I'm going to put it. A low profile servo will be the best option. I'm going to try to come up with something to make this work right here. It does come with this horn right here as well as this one. I'm a little concerned about this horn, but it did come with it. Maybe it'll hold up. I don't know. Maybe it's made out of adamantium. I don't know. But I'm a little bit concerned about that horn right there. But brass raw 500 is what's going in this to get it started. And pretty much that's kind of it. So I'm going to go ahead and get the steering links and all put on. I'm going for something around a 13-inch wheelbase overall. The reason is I got a feeling this is going to be more of a class 3 truck with the capper width axles and all that. Now, as far as putting the links to go together, this right here, the XL shock pliers by Negative G, man, this right here is awesome. I mean, you can put these links together easy with this. Very nice piece. I've got this in place. It's just kind of loosely bolted. Nothing is really secured. But there it is. And it looks like it's going to turn pretty sharp. Now, I do have quite a bit of servo hanging at the bottom here. I could shim the servo up a little bit, but that's going to make it hard to get the wires and stuff here. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to make a little nylon printed piece, kind of like a slider to go here and like a ridge to cover this right here. This way I can have a nice slide onto this and hopefully make this work out here. I'm also thinking about the 1100 brass. That's a little bit larger of a servo though. But regardless of all that, I think we are all set and done here. Where I'm at right now, between the last part and this part was pretty much just simply bolting. I do want to show you the front suspension and all that. You can see how I put the links. I used curved links out here. The reason for this was obviously motor clearance and drive shaft clearance, okay? Now, there's another thing that goes with this. By having the links on the outside right here, hopefully we don't have any shock issues, shock clearances. It looks like it's underneath the chassis pretty well, so hopefully we can still get full turn on this thing. Hopefully we've got that. Now, with that right there, you can see if it was on the inside, you'd have virtually almost zero triangulation on the top links. So on the outside, you actually have some triangulation in, and then you have the bottoms. I'd like to see a little bit more triangulation here, but I think for where we're at, this is where it's just going to have to be. I've got a printed piece to test out for this. It should cover this and give us a nice skid right here. Fusion Pro motor. I'm using the stock pinion gear that came with it. Stock drive shafts, or the Meus drive shafts for this. I may have to go to, depending on how much front suspension compression I have, I may have to go to a small diameter drive shaft up front, but right now I think we're going to be okay. At full compression like this, it is touching the spur gear. I could possibly flip the drive shaft around and get clearance there, maybe, but we'll have to see how this all works out. But right now, it is going together absolutely beautifully. So real happy with how this is working out. I might do some more printed pieces for this because I've got some more ideas, but we'll just have to see how it all works out. I know I'm saying work out a lot, but now I've got to get to the shocks. And as far as the shocks go, honestly, I've had really good luck with the Red Cat Ascent shocks. Is that going to be the final shock on this? I don't know, but I think that's where I'm going to start. And this is where I'm at on shocks. Now, I've got the internal springs in the front. The rear internal springs are not there. Now, just so you know, I got these company shock bands that I can put back here to control this. Now, the rear is compressing all the way to that plate. There's going to be some adjustments on this, a little bit here, a little bit there. It is at about maybe 13.1 inch wheelbase. It's a little bit on the long side, but I do want a class 3 out of this. Got the Fusion in there. So like I say, I'm not sure where I'm going to be on shocks. I've had really good luck out of the Red Cat Ascent, and with the fronts with the internal springs in them, hopefully it'll kind of keep that front under control as where the back can operate. Got about maybe 3.5 inches of articulation without the weight of the wheels and tires and all that. So honestly, I think all I need to do is put a receiver in it. We can actually power it up for the first time. And it's powered up. Now, I powered it up. I went ahead, set endpoints and stuff like that. So kind of make this thing go a little faster. This video is probably running forever here. But there you have it. Now, I am using the RC8X. I want to use a telemetry. I'm probably going to change this plug out to an XC30. I'm going to print a battery mount to go right into here. Looks like I can get a small 650 right down into this compartment right here. So I'll be looking at doing that. I got to watch servo arm swing, but I think I can get something down into there. But pretty much it's pretty much ready for wheels and tires and maybe a chassis drive. Okay, so this wraps up part 1. Didn't really expect part 2, part 3, or all that, but I kind of feeling I needed to leave all that in there so you guys could see how to assemble this. Hopefully I was able to show that. But putting something together and making it perform can be two different things. So as far as wheels and tires go, it's going to get megalithics for the 1.9. As far as like if I try to run class 2, but as far as class 3 goes, I've got an assortment of 525 tires. You guys will just have to see how that works out. But overall, for right now, we are done. The tires are going to be J Concepts 525s of some kind. I do have the Stage Killer body right here. This is going to go on it. So this should be a really nice build when it's all said and done. But for right now, guys, catch you later. You guys have a great one. I'll link up all the Meus stuff down below. Use that link, hit that subscribe, ring that bell. Stay tuned for part 2.
If you're still watching, you are top shelf. You are the cream of the crop, the pick of the litter. You are phenomenal. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. It means a lot to me. Now, down below, there are links for the products you see. Also for channel memberships, if you guys want to be a part. Channel members get early viewing on pretty much everything that I can. So, guys, check that description. There's a lot of info down there. Thank you all for watching.